Totally keep forgetting. Hey guys, I'm gonna tap into what's going on with the Twinflame Collective. I was guided to use all tarot decks, so it's gonna be super interesting. I usually like to use Oracle and Tarot together. If it resonates, take what resonates, leave the rest. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. I keep forgetting to film the pre-shuffle so you guys can know that I'm not just putting these cards in the stacks, but it allows me to attune to the energy of the collective before I pull cards. It's sort of like a preview to the movie, if you will, and sometimes they just like to throw themselves around. So very, very interesting. Lots and lots of really positive cards, but definitely slower movement this week. We're gonna feel things slow down a little bit. It's so funny because they're showing me like Neo in the Matrix, where they're shooting bullets at him and he slows down to watch it go by. So I feel like it's going to be more of like a state of awareness around what's about what's happening around you. Yeah, look at that. Okay, what's happening around you? Yes. And so that you can be more prepared to handle what's going on around you. It's sort of like understanding your reactions, right? We're still going in that energy a little bit. Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, so many, look at all these hearts. So many hearts. Okay, so many hearts. Beautiful, beautiful. And lots of alignment between the mind and the heart, to take back power, to take back control. Look at that, 8 of Forces, beautiful. Okay, we'll get to those. They're kind of on the side because they don't fit on camera. Woo, whoops, 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 whoops. I see one sticking up here. Look at that. Okay. Yeah, bam, 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 bam. Beautiful. Okay. So we're still trailing a little bit from what I feel. We're still trailing a little bit with the full moon energy. So be mindful of that. Rest if you need to. The first pre-shuffles I pulled, we had the 8 of Swords followed by the 8 of Wands. Okay, 2 8s, double 8s. We're going into Empress and High Priestess energy. So the rise of the divine feminine energy coming to fruition, and it's going to move very quickly. Where the feminine energy was bound, you know, trapped by I mean, trapped by consideration of others, freeing the self, letting go of responsibility of others and taking responsibility of self. That's a huge movement into the Empress and High Priestess energy of owning yourself, and it's even with the Divine Masculine. This isn't specifically for the Divine Feminines. This is the Twinflame Collective, but the Divine Feminine energy, the karmic energy, has been shifted with this full moon. I just feel there's going to be very quick movement in regards to that, but in this period, I think when it moves, it'll move fast, but in this period, it will be moving. It'll feel very, very slow, and we get that with the Chariot in reverse here. But let's move on to this stuff here. So we have the Sun, but we have the 2 of Swords in reverse, and then we have the High Priestess again, and then the 5 of Cups with the Rose behind them. So what I got from this, okay, this isn't normally what the 2 of Swords in reverse is, but we have Temperance, okay, and Temperance to me is the twin flame energetic connection, and behind the angel, you know, balancing the cups, we have the Lion and we have an Eagle, and I just feel like this is the energies that are working behind the scenes that we can't see to help us navigate these things. It's almost like they showed me if this had come in here, we're still blind, we're having a hard time moving forward. Because it's in reverse, we're moving forward anyways. It's a slow movement, it's baby steps, but we're trusting each of those steps based on our energy and intuition. So with the High Priestess and the 5 of Cups, okay, so something's blooming here, something is growing where things were once barren. And so it tells me that what was in the shadows, or what couldn't poke through, or what couldn't come through to us, is now coming through to us as knowledge. It's an understanding of the hidden depths of things, but I feel like something is growing where once something had a hard time growing. Okay, and once, like I said, once what was barren, and I feel like it could be the opening up to love, the opening up to acceptance. Okay, so then we had the Chariot in reverse, and we had the Four of Swords. And so that tells me that this is going to be a week of rest, of allowing yourself to continue integrating the energy, and just knowing that you're not going to get back on the horse right away and go full tilt. You're integrating a major shift. Okay, so but after that, look at that, we've got the buffalo, we've got the butterfly, and we have the magician. Okay, so we have a lot of magical stuff happening, a lot of transformative stuff, a lot of spiritually transformative stuff. The buffalo is very stable, but also very electric, very connected to source. So trust that even though things feel like they are slow, it's only so that you can integrate for the time to come. Okay, and then we had again the magician. The magician showed up so many times. We have the Four of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and the Six of Coins. Okay, we also have the Four of Swords again. So it's about resting, it's about integrating, finding balance in your life, allowing yourself to take pleasure in the little things and to create happiness. But what I got more from this, okay, with these three cards, is while you're in your downtime, what do your fantasies look like? What do your dreams look like? What do you truly want with this connection? Is it physical union? Is it a happy family? And I felt my tummy flip when I said that, which tells me that the collective is afraid to hope for something like that because they're afraid that they'll be let down. But when they step into their magician energy and recognize that they have the ability and all the skills and all the tools and all the things that they need to create this reality for themselves, they don't have to worry about it because they're not going to disappoint themselves. So be mindful of that, but allow yourself to dream. That's really where our energy manifests from. Okay, and then we have stand your ground and triumphant success over obstacles and challenges. Okay, so we have two triumphant cards here, understanding that, and look at that. Okay, so an awareness around, okay, so we will get to that. This is a second, okay, very interesting. Okay, so I'm getting lots of different messages from these, so we will go through each one of these. So I feel we have triumph, success, stand your ground. Okay, 717, I feel like that's a huge number for somebody or for a few people in this collective, 717. But I feel like it's really, and obviously these are tarot, so you can kind of, if you know tarot, you can associate, but I feel like the more you stand in your own energy, and you don't have to be aggressive about it, you can just be confident. Okay, the more clearer your thoughts are going to become, the more clearer your intentions will become, the more clearer your dreams will become, and you'll feel more confident in them. Okay, so then we had financial and material changes, we had awareness, and we had truth. So I feel like this is more for a group of the collective that is still perhaps basing their value on their financial material change, like how successful they are. They might still be holding on to a little bit of masculine energy or overly masculine energy and needing proof of success. But I think there's some truth here. There's some awareness coming in around I feel like what they're showing me Abraham Hicks. You do not need to be rich to attract money. And then I was walking the other day and I had this epiphany around, because I'm one of those people that really enjoys earning money. I'm one of those people that really enjoys like that exchange. And it hit me the other day that I was limiting myself and being like, I could never win the lottery because then it would take the joy out of earning money from me. But you can have a lot of money and still earn money. So it's about balancing out those all or nothing energies, those yes or no, those right or wrong energies. Okay, so just be mindful if you're in that. No, don't judge yourself. Just be aware of how it's actually affecting your ability to manifest what you need and want. Okay, Let's put these over here. So that was this. I mean, we're going to have obstacles and challenges, but we're going to be triumphant because we're going to be handling them in the way that we need to. So I found these really, really fascinating because we have emotional loss and we have the universe. I feel as a collective, we are processing the emotional loss on a very grand scale. What emotional loss is, like the memories of love, of what love used to be, of what it was. Like it's old concepts of love, and that's allowing us to bridge the gap between loss and gain, and allowing the prosperity of a new beginning in regards to love. And we're getting help from the universe for that. The universe is really stepping in. And even though our minds and our human selves can't comprehend this change that's happening, we can feel it. Some of us might have we might be bubbling up grief. We might be having moments of nostalgia where you're thinking about things from your childhood. Like for me, I was thinking about how the mall near me used to look before the way it is now, like how it was in my childhood. So you might be going through those kinds of things, and it's not for your brain to do anything. It's not for you to assess anything. It's just for you to just go through the motions and allow the emotion to process out, because it's actually shedding the things that aren't serving, but it's allowing you to keep the things that are serving, which I think is really beautiful. All right, so we have the Queen of Cups, and we have the Hierophant, and the Three of Wands. Okay. So the Three of Wands to me is an interesting card. This is actually my zodiac card. But the Three of Wands is often, you've done the work, you're just waiting for your ship to come in. What I get more from this is she's built her own ship, and she's about to step out into the ocean with something that she created for herself. And I really feel there's going to be and again, this speaks to an activation of your own gifts and abilities. And I know I mentioned that in the full moon reading, but I feel like it's going to be really pivotal because this will bolster your confidence that you have in yourself to create something for yourself that's sustainable and that can take you to where you need to go, but it's about your connection to source. The Queen of Cups in this, like, there's just this connectivity. Like when things are chaotic around her, she finds peace within. He finds joy within. She finds joy in her future. There's just a very stepping up energy of being like, okay, I'm going to handle this. And that's beautiful. Okay. All right, so then we had, I know it's a lot, guys, but there was so much coming through. We're just going to keep going. So we have the Knight of Swords, and again, the Chariot in reverse, all right? So the interesting thing with the Knight of Swords in reverse, this often means that we're not willing to face the truth of a situation. I just feel like it's a little bit different. It's almost like the energy is slowing down so that we're not slapped in the face with the truth, but we're going to recognize the truth for what it is. And that's going to help us step into this Nine of Coins and a healthy masculine energy. And look at this. Oh my God, I can't, you guys. Okay. Holy Hannah. Okay. Once we get through this period, of Knight of Swords in reverse and the Chariot in reverse, look at this. First, we had the Nine of Coins, individuality, independence, coming together as equals, like being an equal, prosperous human being that's doing what you need to do as your perfect self, as you are right now, because you recognize that you're an important part of this universe, okay? And then, look at this. Oh my God. Guys, shit, look at that. Sorry, I probably shouldn't swear and get in trouble. Emperor, Ace of Cups, new beginning in love, inexhaustible source of love within. The Empress, divine masculine, divine feminine. The Lovers, and 10 of Coins, legacy, okay? What's happening right now is starting to build that foundation, that solid foundation to allow only love between the two counterparts. But they have to learn to love themselves first and be the awesome person that they are. And this does have to start with the feminine. I'm just saying the feminine needs to step into her power or his power. And then the masculine is slowly shifting into theirs. But this week, okay, there's going to be some realization around that and what that looks and feels like for each individual pair, because it's going to be different for everyone, okay? Wow, the cards are just chirping today. All right. Love abounds. Okay, move. Look at that. 2 hands moving this heart. All right. Crown chakra, knowing and taking the lead. Okay. Clearing the roots. All right. So we know, again, we have this Ace of Cups energy. All right. We have this moving the love from inside out, and we're given the knowledge to know how to do that and take lead in our own lives. It doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine. I understand that the feminine tends to lead the masculine when it comes to healing the energy between the two of you and the collective stuff, but we each as individuals are taking the lead with our own selves. There's going to be this fiery potential energy that's going to help us move in the direction that we need to move in at this moment. And I really feel like it's going to be less of being forced into it, more so it's going to be really feeling it and getting excited and wanting to jump into that. Okay. So then we have 2 worlds. Yeah, 100%. We have diversity, and then we have the lightning bolt. So this tells me, and then look at that. We have Saint Germain again. Okay, Saint Germain and the violet flame. I'm going to tell you right now, and the ascent. Oh my goodness, there's so much coming through right now. And Archangel Michael, beautiful. Who else? Archangel Gabriel. Okay, so I've said this probably from the beginning, and I know I'm probably not the only one, but the twin flame journey is an accelerated and it's an accelerated path to ascension. Okay, we are ascending. And when it comes to protection, I often call on the violet flame and Saint Germain and Archangel Zadkiel, because they are here to help guide the twin flame journey. Okay, but we have 2 worlds, we have diversity, and this speaks to the very beginning when I talked about how it's okay to have both. It's okay to not just have one thing and the other. It's about diversifying and allowing those 2, having the epiphany and having the aha moments that you can have your cake and eat it too. And I understand that there's a logical problem with that, because if you eat your cake, you no longer have cake, but you can just get more cake, because the abundance in this world is limitless. All right. So, and this is also, to me, this lightning rod coming in is bridging the world between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And it's also bridging the world between the old world and the new world. Okay. We're stepping into the new earth more fully, especially by the end of 2020. But this week, there's just going to be a lot of epiphanies around that. This is a knowledge energy. So where you may have been lost and not really understanding what that means, you're going to get clarity with that. And it's going to just further your confidence in what you've been doing for yourself this whole time. All right, last but not least, before we pull some of the Twin Flame 101 cards, we have schizophrenia in reverse. Okay, clinging to the past, harmony, nothingness, and then adventure. Okay, and experiencing. We're gonna put those. Oh my God, and yes. Okay. Yep, that's it. Yeah. So like that one and that one and that one. Okay, so schizophrenia. When we cling to the past of how things used to be, how we used to do things, how we used to think about things, we tend to go into the space of thinking we're crazy and there's something wrong with us, okay? And then it pushes us into this void where we have to do nothing but surrender to the harmony of ourselves. And I feel like there's just going to be this understanding that we're not crazy, that this is what we're experiencing is real, and what we experienced in the past is what we had to experience in the past, because that is what served us in that moment, but it's not serving us now. So we're shifting into this place of what does, okay? And what I love about these is it's putting us in an energy of being excited, being curious, going on an adventure, and really experiencing the journey for what it's giving us in return, because it really is truly a gift. It's allowing us to open up our creativity and transform from who we were conditioned to be to who we're really truly meant to be, and see beyond the illusion in the day-to-day world. And the interesting thing is, I feel like some of you are going to be shifting and seeing beyond the illusion, and there's going to be judgment with that. It's okay. We all go through that phase of judgment, and then we go to this place of acceptance and being, okay? And it's I don't know when that further shift is going to happen, but just know that this is still going to be a very powerful week. We're still flying high off of those full moon energies, and it's to let things integrate. So to leave things off, and I'm going to do, because I'm really wound up right now, I'm actually pretty tapped out. I'm probably going to have a nap. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty tapped out, so I'll probably release the divine, I'll probably do the divine feminine and the divine masculine readings for my patrons tomorrow. This is a twin flame deck that I've created. I do have an account for that. I will list it in the description box below if you're interested in that or knowing more about it. And then the link for the patrons will be up as well. Okay, so let's kind of see what else we got. Ooh, okay. Yeah, look at that. I love it. All right. Oh, more crystals. That age gap card is haunting me. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay. Yeah. So we have divine timing. We have emotional ricochet. So even though I feel some of us are very much feeling closer and closer to our counterpart, we may still not be coming together in the physical yet because we're processing all of this stuff, and we're really truly just tiptoeing into the state of our empowerment. And when we're fully in our power, it doesn't matter what kind of emotional ricochet happens, we can handle it. We're not going to want to run from it. We're not going to want to be aggressive with it. We're just going to deal with it. We're going to handle it like the queen and the kings that we are. Okay. So then I love that we have personal mission healer, because so many are waking up to their gifts as a light worker. Okay. You're opening up to these ways that you didn't even know were possible for you to heal people. And it doesn't have to mean you have to step into a spiritual practice. You could amalgamate what you're doing in a physical or linear job. Okay, you could amalgamate some of your healing gifts into that job and just make it even more amazing than it already is. Okay. And then crystals. So I feel like understanding crystals a little bit more. I've been playing with my crystals a lot. I will sit and hold them, and if I lean forward, they're meant for me to use in this moment. If I even put them in my pillowcase at night, they're really here to help not only transmute knowledge to us, but to help us anchor our energy and do the energetic work that we're doing right now. Okay. I want to talk about this age gap. So for those of you, it will be very specific around the fact that there's a large age gap, and you're here to understand that age is not a prerequisite for love. Okay, there isn't, you know, that's old template, that's old belief systems that we're breaking down, but also the belief that certain things have to happen by a certain age, or the belief that, you know, your life is over by a certain age because you only have so many years left. That's baloney. It's got to go. So just know that that might come up for you a lot this week. If you're feeling like you're too old to have kids, if you're feeling you're too old to start over, or you're too old to whatever, like, you're never too old. You are never, ever too old, okay? I know that's a hard one to break down, but yeah, look at that. Obstacle you. Sometimes we don't even realize it, but we're getting in our own way. Our thoughts and emotions making things worse than they are and losing the sight of the magic. I feel like that's this transition here. I feel like a lot of it is stepping into that awareness piece, and that's the responsibility piece. It's not about you being like, oh, I'm an awful person. It's like, you know what? I'm aware of this. Because I'm aware of it, I'm empowered to deal with it. And I think we're just going to really start moving out of our own way. We're going to be being like, okay, I know that I'm shutting myself off to this. Why am I shutting myself off to this? I'm good like that. I like to shut myself off. Look at that. And then we have separation. So understanding that there are certain missions also that need to be completed in separation. Okay. So, you know, I feel like there's, even though the karmic card didn't come up, there are some karmic missions that need to be completed as individuals before you can come together. And there's, again, it's just the awareness of it though. Okay. It doesn't mean that it's going to be ending this week, but there's an awareness around it and acceptance around it. And then the void, some of you might feel, and that was I think we had it in the Osho deck over here where we had the nothingness card. Okay. You might feel lonely or isolated or confused. Just know that this is a transitionary period. We've never been here before, so the odds of us understanding of how to deal with it or what to expect from it, it's that integrating, allowing it to integrate into your energy, and then you'll be able to go full tilt. So if you can be patient with yourself, if you can just take this time and really let it educate you and love you up and nurture you and you know, embody all of that really amazing moon energy, I feel like you're going to truly be on your game by next week. It's going to be a whole other game next week, but it'll be a whole other thing next week. But I feel like the more cycles we go through, the better we get at handling the transitionary period in between. So I hope that this helped, guys. Be your peace, love yourself, share your light, and have an amazing week.